Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the House of Worship Technology YouTube channel. I'm Matt, and today I've got another episode of Church Tech Tip Tuesday for you. Today I'm picking up where I left off last week. We're talking about gain structure, and to make sure that you have the right gain structure, really the first place that you're going to start is with your speakers and with your power amplifiers. And so this is the way that I do it. This is not the only way to do it, but what I want to do is give you a how-to guide on how I set up my gain structure on my power amplifiers every time that I set up new speakers in a room. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over to my speakers and I'm going to turn the amplifier all the way down, whether it's a built-in amplifier because they're active or powered speakers, or whether it's the amplifier that's external to the speakers because they're passive. I'm going to turn it all the way down. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my mixing board and I'm going to set everything at unity. I'm going to set the input gain for the channel that I'm going to use to set up my gain structure. I'm going to set that at unity gain. I'm going to set the fader on the channel strip. I'm going to push that up to unity gain, and I'm going to set the master output to unity. And those are going to be marked by 0 on your faders, and it's going to be a U or a 0 on your trim knob or your gain knob on your console. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in, I'm going to use a cable to plug in my iPhone or some type of MP3 player, or maybe you've got a computer hooked up. I'm going to plug that in and I'm going to turn it up all the way. Make sure that I've got maximum output from that device. And then with everything else set at unity, I'm going to walk back to my speaker or my amplifier. If it's a powered speaker, today I'm using a powered speaker that's a JBL 3-way powered speaker. And since everything else is at unity and I've already got some music playing, I'm going to start to bring that volume up slowly. And I'm going to walk maybe out into my room and listen, and I'm going to say, is this about what performance level would be? Is this what I expect to have in my room? Maybe it's a little too loud, maybe it's a little too quiet, and I'm going to go back to the amplifier and I'm going to make an adjustment, bring it up, bring it down, whatever I need. I'm going to do that 2 or 3 times and really just see with the music if I can get both of my speakers set to what I would anticipate as performance level. And if you've not heard your band in the room, if you don't know what it is, then you can use some tools like a decibel meter. You can take some readings, and maybe you have a standard in your church that your leadership's decided on for the amount of sound pressure level, the level that you should have in your church, and you could take a reading and you could see if you're about at that. Usually I do it by ear, but whatever works for you, do that. Then after I've done the initial setup with the MP3 player, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get somebody on a vocal mic and either an acoustic guitar or a piano, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to set all those channel faders at unity, and I'm going to bring the gain up until I have enough output from that source, and I'm coming through. I'm getting above the noise floor, that's important, and I've got the headroom that I want with my faders still at unity, and I can make sure that I've got plenty of ride on those faders to if I need to boost something or cut something, and I can start with it right at 0. So there you go. This is how I would set up my amplifier gain to make sure that I'm going to have plenty of headroom out of my PA, out of my amplifier, that I'm getting enough volume into the room to really reinforce the sounds of my performers on stage. Again, this is not the only way to do it. This is the way that I do it. Guys, if you've got questions, if anything was unclear, leave those in a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you've got things that you would like to see on this channel, if you've got things that you would like us to talk about or explain more in detail, then also, send me a private message on Facebook or leave that in a comment below. I read every comment, and I would love to hear from you and be able to answer your questions and help you make Sunday mornings better for your worship team and for your congregation. Thanks, and I'll see you next Tuesday.